people do lose thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars doing this wrong. They truly do. And I think it's, it comes from a place of the attitude's wrong. It's not an attitude of longevity, long term. And two, the strategy is wrong because they just don't know. If you don't know what you don't know it.
Welcome to Marketing with Vino, the edutainment business growth podcast, mixing education and entertainment to make growing your service business much more fun. Your hosts, Quinton Venter, online marketing expert, and Gabby Kowalski, creator of the Business Freedom Formula, have a glass of wine and share powerful and up-to-date strategies to help grow your service business fast.
Hey guys, welcome to another amazing episode with Marketing with T this time. Welcome, Gabby.
Hello, awesome people. It's Paul. Fantastic to chat with you again. The reason why we're calling it Marketing with Tea is because Gabby's drinking tea. I've got myself a lovely peppermint tea here. It smells divine from the regions of... Anyway. So I'm doing a cleanse. So I try and do this a couple of times a year. Yep. Where my body gets this beautiful reboot and all we do is put goodness into it. So it's like this intense month of goodness. There's like detoxes and just eating whole foods and lots of yoga and tea.
Sounds like the good stuff.
Yeah, and so once we do that, then the body's all happy again and we go back to drinking and talking about marketing.
I got to say, it's not as catchy as Marketing with Vino, Marketing with Tea.
No, it's not, is it?
But I think we are still going to have the most amazing conversation ever. Gab and I were just talking before this about our presence online and how we actually come across to our audience, from people who don't know about us to those who are starting to become familiar with us and those that eventually purchase with us. And that entire journey, the client journey as you may call it, the process of warming people up and going back when you have a list to go back and warm up the call people on your list and essentially just giving them shitloads of love, like really just loving your market. And then when you're cool enough to ask them for a sale again, you do then so at the right time. So Gabby has been, we've been running this campaign for Gabby for a while now. And as we started putting everything out there, split testing and sending a shitloads of traffic to it, she has been building up this amazing list of leads that won her Business Freedom Formula, right? So that's been going on for a couple of months now. And by
list, Quinton means email list. So
people are opting in. They're opting in to give their name and email address to receive this awesome little sheet that Gabby has been creating, her IP.
Had created, yeah.
I created, yes.
Yep. Oh, see, Quinton, why aren't you drinking? Maybe one of us needs to drink on this podcast to make sense of it. Are you drinking wine? Have you got our back here?
No, I'm not drinking wine. I'm actually officially out of wine. Like, as strange as it may be, we are out of wine.
Well, you know what? Just first up, I'd like to apologise to all the listeners and say we apologise. This is meant to be Marketing with Vino, but it's not. It's Marketing with Tea and Marketing with I ran out of wine. But we're still going to come to the table with marketing because we're talking about, the difference between cold and warm. A cold market. Take it away, Quinton, with the continuation of your story.
So to continue the story on, it's only occurred to Gabby recently since we've been building up this beautiful list for her, but she hasn't actually been looking after them. So even though the online market has been looked after and been shown a lot of love, it's not been, it hasn't been consistent in another platform, which is the email platform. So the moral of the story is, if you are going to be sending out love and if you are going to be warming people up, be sure that you do that consistently across different platforms and mediums that you're communicating with them, so that it also shows that you are consistent in your messaging and who you are as a person.
And ultimately, we're having a chat before and talking about like the difference between cold and warm markets. So for me, I've been running a campaign to invite people to my Business Freedom Intensive, which, by the way, is a rocking event. And if you're anywhere near Melbourne, come check it out. If you go to marketingwithvino.com, there'll be a link saying Business Freedom Intensive. Check it out for yourself. Now, the purpose of this was we were giving lots of love to the market on Facebook ads, and consequently, they'd grab some of the love, but we'd grab their email, and that email would go into a list, and then there was a few emails that got sent out to them promoting the event and giving some more love. And the funny part was, then this list of people, these people that didn't go to the event, are just sitting there, sort of like no one's talking to them anymore. And so we had a bit of a giggle because in creating this, I don't know how, it didn't dawn on me until today. Shit, like, who's keeping these people warm?
Yeah.
I'm not. And so we were literally just talking before about, putting like a little strategy in place to just give them more love continuously, which ultimately, after someone goes into your email list, they've finished your email funnel, you do need to keep giving them love.
Yeah.
I dropped the ball, and at the end of the day, look, guys, it's okay if you drop the ball, just pick it up again and keep throwing it. Because what we want to do is we need to understand that just because you build a platform of people, they'll be hot and heavy and warm at this point, but if you pull back, they'll start to go cold again. Yeah. So it's not, when you look at cold market, don't know who you are, have a bit of a, cross my arms and, hesitance to you, or nonchalantness. Once they've connected with you and seen some of your stuff, it doesn't mean they're warm for life, because if you neglect them, they'll go cold again. So it's actually about maintaining. So even when you're looking at, like when you're looking at social media, it's all good and great to go, I'm going to take on all of it. I'm going to do Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook and, however, if you're not going to maintain the relationship in all those platforms, you shouldn't take them all. You should take a couple on. Would you agree with that?
Totally. You should basically choose the one that fits for you, for your market, where your market's eyeballs are hanging out, and the one that you feel most comfortable in, and then start there. Really just start by getting yourself out there. Get your message out there. See, we've been doing this for Gabby for a while now, and it's only up until now that we're now starting to focus on the email side of things. We didn't start the entire journey and the entire strategy with, all right, we got to have this in place, we got to have Facebook in place, we got to have email strategy in place, a re-engagement series, an ascension series, a follow-up, upsell, downsell, VIP. We didn't start with building entire Rome. We literally just started with building a small little piece, and once that sticks, once that works and your market is responding well to it, then you can now start to see how can you improve it to get more out of it. And once that is then improved, then you look at, cool, what is the next stage? What is the next building block we're going to start working on? Because essentially what you're doing with your online platform or your online strategies, you're building up a funnel, a machine, as you will, when you're consistent, that warms people up consistently. And it's only, if it works, it's basically like throwing a lot of shit against the wall and see what sticks. And once you find something that sticks, just do more of that. But then you've got to go beyond that. So basically, get yourself out there. Don't go everything at once. Just get yourself out there and then start building your foundation from there.
Yeah, building up your marketing machine as you go. So to me personally, I don't see the point in putting a lot of effort into an email list unless it's actually quite sizable. Because on average, it's usually around 10% of people that are going to open up emails. Of course, that does vary. However, if you've only got 100 people in your list, well, 10 of those people are going to open up. If you've got 10 people in your list, one person is going to open up. So, to me, now that this particular list is growing, it's worth putting some effort into it and giving this particular platform love, testing, fine-tuning. So as the list grows, we're also going to be testing, and seeing, well, what do they like? If we send them this stuff, how responsive are they?
Yeah.
And like, does that make sense, guys? So it's if you find yourself in a situation where you're like, oh shit, I haven't really done a lot in my Facebook, group or my Facebook page or my Instagram, or if you're in a place of, oh crap, I really haven't maintained, that's okay. Just start maintaining now. If this inspires you to just love more in a platform that you've already created as a warm and take them from the cold back to warm, that's the message we want to bring. Ultimately though, what's your take on this? Because I've been chatting with some clients recently and this particular topic came up, and it was I want to advertise. I want to get more people into my business. However, the people that have said this to me literally aren't giving any love. So they've got their clients, they're rocking in the sense of like they're very good at what they do. Their clients love them. They're predominantly functioning on referral, website like SEO and just street traffic. Yeah. And so here they are, and they're saying, I want to go online and I want to advertise. And this is where I want to share with you, because if all you do is get online and post up, if all you're doing is getting online and promoting, you're not really warming up the market.
Yeah.
Why aren't you, Quinton?
Well, it's basically like proposing on first date. It's the whole purpose of this whole Marketing with Vino show. You don't propose on first date. It's content, it's education marketing. You want to build trust. You want to build people up so they can like and trust you in a way that you are there for their best interest, not for your own best interest. And I mean, if you keep on promoting, if you keep on asking people to purchase, that gets lame and old very quickly, and people just become immune to it. It's like the whole sale thing going on in the city or in your town, like the closing down sale. People get immune to it after a while. They just don't see it. So you're no longer marketing yourself. You've just become part of the noise. Marketing is all about standing out. And you stand out by giving content, by creating amazing IP, and then sharing that unconditionally with your market through whatever channels that you basically can at that point in time.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is understand to give first and take second. Yeah. Warm the market up, build a little bit of rapport first. It's funny, I still remember this shift. I still remember the shift a few years ago where the penny dropped, and it was actually around marketing. I always put sales and marketing in two very, very separate containers. One was selling, one was marketing. And what I didn't understand was marketing is no different to the sales process. It's just the front end of it. Yeah. Meaning, if someone comes in off the street, what do? You build rapport. You create some trust. You may do a consult, you'll ask some questions, you'll find out a bit about the person, you'll get an insight into their world and what their needs are. Yeah? Yeah. Before you don't sell straight away. It's not like someone walks in off the street and you're like, buy my stuff instantly. You do actually build a bit of rapport and relationship first. Then you go through your pitch. But it's always rapport, find out where they're at and what their needs are, then go into the pitch. Yeah. Then go into the sell. Marketing is that.
It's almost like marketing is the qualification process before they get to the sale, where the sale is about closing the deal and handling any objections if there are any objections. Because if your marketing is done right throughout the entire process,
the sale is easy.
Exactly. They've done everything from building up like and trust, taking care of objections, qualifying, giving shitloads of value up front, and then the sales process is purely just saying that, hey, can you please work with me, or can I please get more from you? Yeah,
and it is. So this is ultimately, guys, if sales is done wrong, you get no sales too. That this to me, it's like the penny dropped. I was sitting there going, shit, it really is the same thing. We're doing that rapport building, that, that education part, that building the need part out to a wider audience through different channels. So we're not doing it one-on-one with every single person. We're actually going, so when they do come to us, we don't have to do as much of the front end stuff. Yeah. Which means that marketing is all about warming and educating the market.
Yeah, and get that not everyone is going to purchase straight away. Some people need more convincing. Some people need more time to think about it. Some people like to go and shop around and see what else is out there. And that's basically, if you do your marketing right and you are the front point on their screen the whole time, or whether it is out in your local community, if you're on their front mind the whole time, that's where they start to see you more as the trusted advisor when they come to the point of wanting to make a purchase.
And love it. Awesome. And so ultimately the message here is, think to yourself, as opposed to thinking, how can I advertise to get more people into my business? Think, how can I use advertising? How can I use marketing to build more rapport, to educate more and to build a greater need for what I do.
Yeah. This episode reminds me of a good friend that I've just had a weekly session with last week. He just started out his chiropractic business, and he's in a very infant stage of it where he's dependent on a lot of foot traffic and he needs to pay the bills basically. So he's approached me and he goes, Quinton, I need you to work on my Facebook marketing for me. I want to get Facebook up and running. And I said to him, that's cool and well, but let's start with the basics. Who do you want to target? Are they really hanging out on Facebook? And he hasn't even started with the basics of marketing and take on online marketing, that he was already prepared to go and spend money on Facebook, and spend money online, whether it is on Facebook or it's on Instagram or it's on Google AdWords. He got a $150 voucher from Google AdWords to spend, and he was already prepared to spend it, but not having any strategy in place. And that's when I said to him, well, the work that we are doing together is to build up your foundation for long term. You need clients right now, and you do not spend money on advertising right now. You need to go and hustle. You need to go and do the hard works. You need to go and build up joint ventures. Go speak to local doctors, GPs around the area. Go speak to your neighborhood businesses and become friendly with them. That is what you need to do on your time off. When you do have time to focus on marketing and growth of your business, then you need to work on who is your avatar, where are they hanging out, and basically everything that we've been working through this the Marketing with Vino show of what content, what problems do they want to have solved, how can you solve that problems for them, can you start putting that content out there, what is your reason why, all of these things he needs to get before he can actually spend any money online. Because the problem is, if he was to go and spend money online straight away, he won't get any results, therefore he loses hope in the ability that online isn't a platform for him. Whereas online is an amazing platform for him or any other business when done right. And it comes down to, if you do social media wrong, it costs you a lot of money and a lot of time. If you do it right, with the right foundation, it actually makes you money. And it makes you a lot of money on a scaled level, on a leverage level, where you can reach the masses. But that takes time, and a lot of people just want to go to the shortcut. And in his own words, my market is currently online, so I should spend money online, but not really knowing where you should spend the money or anything like that. So yeah, he's now on the right track, understanding the long-term and short-term game, what he needs to do short-term in a sense of hustle, and what he needs to do for long-term when we do decide to work together and actually get him results online.
Yep, and it is tough. Look, at the end of the day, when you're in the early stages of business, it's friggin' tough because no one knows your name. You know, like the amount of businesses, regardless of if you have a shop front or not, the amount of businesses open up thinking the clients will come.
Yeah.
And and they do. They'll try advertising, and you've probably even seen ads on Facebook. Promoting people's businesses. They actually don't return on investment at all. People do lose thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars doing this wrong. They truly do. And it comes from a place of the attitude's wrong. It's not an attitude of longevity, long term. Two, the strategy's wrong because they just don't know. If you don't know what you don't know it. If all you know is advertise and you don't know the how and you don't know what works and what doesn't, of course you're going to have a crack. So, if you're in that boat, good on you for having a crack. At least you friggin' did something.
Yeah.
It's better to do something than to sit there and bitch and complain that you've got no clients.
Yeah.
Ultimately though, understand that the purpose of it is to warm them up. There's only a very small percentage of people in the cold market that will take a promotional offer. And they are ones that were ready to buy anyway, and your thing just happens to be you're just giving 30% off.
Yeah, a good example would be the laser offer that we were talking about. So a lot of people are already familiar with laser hair removal. They're aware of what the benefits are. They most likely already know how much it costs. So if you come out there and you've put out a discounted offer, and they will already compare it based on their previous filters and criteria, they might take you up on it straight away. But
they were already in that's the thing. They were in that small percentage of people that were already warm, not on you, they were warm on what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah? Meaning that they something's pressed them into a place of, I really want to fix my problem right now.
Yeah.
And now your thing's just made it easier for them. But they're definitely not, at the end of the day, you could say, well, laser hair removal's for everybody. Everyone's hairy, and surely everyone wants to be hair free. I don't think there's that many people on the planet that really women want to have hairy legs and hairy armpits, or men have really hairy backs. I'm sure there's probably a few out there that love it, but it'd be a really small percentage. But just because there's a whole swarm of people out there, if we're using laser hair as an example, a whole swarm of people out there that would like to be hair free, doesn't mean they're actively looking right now. It's not the most important thing on their priority list. So if you put out advertising saying 30% off hair removal, they'll think about it, but they're not going to act on it because you're on the bottom of their action list anyway. However, if you build warmth, if you build relationship, if you keep building the need with your marketing, it's just hey, what happens if we do consistent marketing is that priority list changes. All of a sudden, because this is how advertising works. It's literally in your face, it programs us.
Yeah, pressing hot buttons.
It's programming us to think about it, and it's, where laser hair removal or hair removal in general could have been 18 on your list. Here you are, and, you're seeing all of this stuff. You're constantly seeing, and you're starting to think, I do want that. Goes to 16, goes to 14, goes to 12. Before you know it, as you get warmer, as that person consistently keeps putting the message out there, the benefits of it, you find yourself all of a sudden in I do want it.
Yeah.
That is the gift of marketing and advertising. It's the ability to get in someone's head and pull out of them the desire to do what it is that you offer. Yeah, would you agree with that?
I agree 100%. And I think it's very important to also highlight, as you're saying, to get into their head. You also want to get into their head based on where they're at. So as we're talking about cold and warm and hot audiences, a cold audience is usually just aware around the problem that they currently have. They're not really aware of what the benefits are or the benefits that they want to have, the solutions that they want to have. They're just aware that they have a hairy back or that they have hairy legs. So you want to speak to them based on where they're at. You want to get into their head based on where they are at. If they're a cold audience, they have hairy legs. They're not yet associated, as it's still a low priority, they haven't made that jump yet to be aware of all of the benefits of having smooth legs. So they don't want that yet. It's smooth back. They don't want that yet. But the moment you have educated them based on the problem, you've put something cool out there based on the problem, you meet them where they're at and you tell them about the benefits that they could have, now all of a sudden you start speaking to them based on desires. So now you need to get into their head based on speaking a desired outcome. And only when they have enough desire,
bless you.
Thank you. Only if they have enough desire will they be ready to purchase. And when someone has purchased, when someone is hot, you no longer need to talk to them about a problem or the benefits of smooth legs, not smooth hair. You no longer have to educate them. You no longer have to tell them about it. You can just simply say, here is the price for hair removal. So it is basically, marketing is knowing where your market is at, who you're speaking to, and then just meet them where they're at. Don't speak 2 steps ahead of them. Just speak to them where they are and then guide them to the next step. And then through the process until they purchase, until it's the right time for them to purchase.
Yeah, exactly. And what you'll find, what you will find, honestly, is that the people that are actively engaging in your advertising, meaning if you're advertising on Google, like if it's Google, if it's Facebook, if it's insert whatever, our call to action stuff, the stuff that actually gets them to come and do anything with us, it does not go after the part of the market that has you at priority 18. This is why when you warm the market, warming the market gives you a bigger pool to promote to. Then you're leveraging your dollars, because what you've done is you've created warmth, and now when you promote, you get a bigger ROI, return on investment, on that promotion. Whereas if you don't warm anyone up, you're getting a very small percentage of the market, that's actually going to take action on your thing. So the biggest gift in this is make sure, yes, you advertise, but also that you have a way to give love to your market. And if you've been sitting on the fence about content marketing, about education marketing, it's been on your, no, I need to get around to do that. On your to-do, if it's been on your number 18, let this message bring it up for you. Because if you don't get on the relationship building marketing bandwagon, train, boat, whatever, honestly, you'll get left behind, and you will waste a hell of a lot of money and time. You're missing out on clients. You're going to waste a lot of money and time advertising because you haven't built that warmth.
Yeah. And guys, get that the asset to your business lies into the platform for you to speak of. So if you think about Oprah, for example, she's got the television medium. That's her platform where she can speak of. The moment that she goes, everyone buy this book, all of a sudden people go and buy that book. She's got millions of people who are tuning in on that platform. Now, Oprah has been fortunate enough to have that platform, and she's been consistent on that platform for so long. Now, the same goes with YouTubers. You look at all of these little YouTuber stars who have millions of views of people actually tuning in. The moment that they say, buy this thing, people start purchasing it. The same goes with Facebook and even Instagram and Pinterest or whatever platform that you are using. You need to build up your followers. You need to build up your platform, a distribution platform where you can basically distribute your message and then get a response from your market. And if you build a strong enough distribution platform, that's when you can start putting out offers to get an ROI on that platform. So it's basically asking, what is the ROI of Facebook, or what is the ROI of Twitter or YouTube or Instagram or an email list or whatever it is. It purely is based on how responsive or how warm is your market, your people that you're speaking to on that platform. How engaging are they? How much do they like and trust you? That is the ROI if you do it well.
Yeah, exactly. And so, please, we invite you to start creating rapport in your marketplace. It'll get you long-term results. More to the point, you know what? Imagine if you started 5 years ago.
Just imagine that, eh?
Yeah, imagine 5 years ago you actually started building platforms. Where would you be now? Now, you'd have a massive platform to promote to, and you'd be rocking it out. It's not often we sort of go, oh, it's a big thing to start, and we put it off because there's no instant gratification.
Yeah.
Building a platform doesn't have instant gratification, but you know what? Years pass. I don't know about you, Quinton, but it's like crap. It's already it's already August.
Yeah.
Time passes. You and I had the idea to do this podcast at the very end of November last year. Feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
And does that make sense? Like it's already into this place. A year will pass and other things will be going on. Start thinking about your business not in an instant gratification place, but in a long term. Where will I be 5 years from now, and what's worth doing right now to set me up that I do actually have everything I need? Platform building is epic. Because if you can be like Oprah, where all you do is launch one simple thing, bang, everyone takes it. It's funny. There's just on the weekend, I spent a lot of money. So in wanting to have August be my detox month, and my healthy, I've called it Best Me August. Awesome. And I've got all sorts of really cool signs on my fridge. It's pretty awesome. I made them pretty.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm online, and there's a sponsored ad of a lady who, quite frankly, I've actually never come across before. And it's funny because what you'll find is when you want something, you will filter it in. You'll be on your newsfeed and you'll notice the things that you're wanting.
Yeah.
Now,
Facebook is smart like that.
Yeah. How did it know? Anyway, it was literally a live video this lady had done of her making a detox smoothie and just chatting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, of course, it caught my interest because right now I'm in, Best Me August Detox Month, so I'm interested. Now, here's the cool thing. All she's done on this video, guys, is she's making this really awesome, epic detox smoothie that's yummy. She's educating. She's fun. Now, she makes a note that it's part of her 3-day. She doesn't sell it. She's not selling it. She's literally just building rapport and building a need. Building rapport, building a need. She's not selling shit on this video. She gets that it's going out to a cold market.
Yeah.
There's warm and cold, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, I'm a cold market. Never heard of this woman before. I click onto her page. I then I click onto her website. Her website is epic. It's got free recipe opt-ins and a quiz opt-in, and
awesome.
the woman's done a really great job. I of course take her detox quiz. I'm in that quiz. Then before I know it, she's offering me her detox at a discounted rate, so I can now purchase a whole detox program for $7. Well, why wouldn't I, right?
Yes.
Then, as soon as I've done that, there's another page that pops up and she's giving me this other cool thing I can have at a discounted rate. This is promotion. This is using promotion really well, though. We've educated you, we've built the need, you've done a quiz. Now we're going to give you something, like, understand the process of the consumer. I'm brand new. Within 15 minutes, I spent $52 or whatever it was on upsells.
Yes.
But even, like, the point I'm trying to make with this is her actual marketing wasn't, here's my detox program at 70% off.
Yeah. Let's look at the psychology when she first got you engaged. I think I've seen the exact same video where it wasn't anything professional. It was just her in the kitchen and nothing was scripted. It was simply just very native, as you would see her in a day-to-day clothes and what she does. And it's just her simply doing what she loves and having a chat. And from there, she just slips it in. And it's like, cool, this is part of X, Y, and Z recipe. And like this is what I offer. Like, there you go. If you want to find out more, just click on this link. There is no pressure in it. It's simply, I've just shown you how to make this amazing smoothie. It's yummy, it's delicious. And if you want more of this yummy deliciousness, come and check this out. And then Gabby goes and she checks it out. And then all of a sudden it's like, there's a recipe, there's a quiz, and it's like, bang, bang, bang. All these little gifts, and it's rings and it's bracelets and it's dates, and like if you take it to the dating analogy, it's just Gabby has been romanced the shit out of her, like just from everything from hey you're beautiful all the way through to gifts and attention and all of that. Where it got to a point where Gabby is like, I'm ready to invest, I'm ready to now come to the party as well. And
I really respect that too. I respect the marketing. Like, I can actually look at what she's done. Lots of work. My God, I can see the work she's put into, creating this. This is where something like it's worth doing. Yes, it takes time.
A lot of profanity in this episode.
I get passionate. Yes, it takes some time to tweak, to master. This lady wouldn't have gotten there in the first time she did this. She's tweaked it over time. She's gotten better and better and better and better. She's seen how people respond, and and she's actually doing really well globally.
Yeah. Purely
because she understands what marketing is. Marketing is about warming you up and creating a need.
Yeah. Tell you what, Gabs, it's kind of over the time that we've now been doing these episodes, it almost feels like there isn't a set formula to make online happen. It is almost like the formula is you got to develop yourself. Oh. You got to grow. And as you grow, you will be completely different than anyone else. But you can learn what has been working and what has been working for others. But don't take that formula. Don't take that.
As gospel.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it may not work for you. Just simply go out and try things and get things out there and see what works in the market. And once it works, then refine it, then tweak it, and always add your own flair to it. I think that is what I'm starting to realize as well, working on different clients' campaigns. There is no proven model of we need to do this first, then that and that. It's simply every client is different. Every client has a different style. Every client has a different message. And it is really honing what are they going to be most comfortable in to get their message out and be consistent with their own messaging to the audience. That is what I would say is the formula to online success.
Yeah, I love it. And it is. It's like, to me, online marketing is one of the best personal growth journeys you'll undertake.
Yeah.
It has you step outside your comfort zone. It has you get more and more comfortable spreading your message out there in a big space. It's funny, they say that public speaking is one of the scariest things for most people to go through. That apparently, it just is. Like, public speaking for most people is and isn't it funny, because ultimately one-on-one, you can spread your message. When we go online, it's like public speaking.
It is.
We're actually we're in front of all these people, and often people freeze, and often people won't even do content marketing because they're scared of what will X say, what will Y say, what if I have haters, what if, and there's this underlying, I'm scared of standing on stage talking, that keeps people away from really getting their message out there and leveraging off marketing. Instead, they try and find quick hacks. Find me some good copy and I'll just advertise, I'll do this. And don't get me wrong, of course, there's, ways online where you can leverage, with great SEO, making sure that your website pops up when people are looking for it, with retargeting, with all sorts of things.
Yeah.
It's not that you can't leverage certain things. Ultimately, none of that stuff actually builds you a warm platform, a platform where you can just promote and have that recognition. One of the reasons why, and this is funny, one of the reasons why I trusted her instantly was because she has a huge following.
Yeah.
Her Facebook Live had like 45,000 people, liking it and friggin' clicking on it, and but understand too, we are influenced by social proof.
There you go. I was just about to say the episode we've done on the laws of influence. This is social proof at play.
Social proof is an influencer. Now, it's taken her a long time to get to that point. For me to now be able to, for her to leverage her social proof, for me to feel warm and for me to trust her.
Yeah.
That wasn't where she started.
No.
And because of her being consistent in where she's been at it for a decade, because of that, now she can leverage off what she's created. And I think that's important to get, that as we grow into this, we're going to have to step outside our comfort zones. We're going to have to put our ego away too.
Yes.
At the beginning, you don't have 45,000 people liking your stuff. You're lucky if your mum presses like and and a few of your friends. And it's just you've got to make sure that the message that you're getting out there is entertaining, it's valuable, it's coming from heart.
Yeah.
It's real. Like, the people want to connect with a real person. The who you are one-on-one with your clients is the who you want to take on the big stage. However, you're probably going to get a bit of tight butt when you do it at first, and you just stretch through it, and before you know it, there's a tipping point.
Yes.
And the whole thing falls together.
Yeah, beautifully said. Couldn't have said it any better.
It's the tea. It's funny, as we wrap this up, I thought to myself, I bet I don't swear because I'm drinking tea.
I know, I've been swearing a lot more now with tea as well. It's got to be something in my tea.
Can't blame the alcohol anymore. Like, it was just, anyway, you've all caught me out. I'm passionate. I use colourful words.
This has been an amazing episode. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, Gabs.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. And of course, the amazing listener with their tune, I'm not even going to go for it.
With your amazing ability to listen.
Your amazing ability to listen. It's been an absolute pleasure. Guys, here is our shameless shout out. Marketingwithvino.com. Join the club. It's like the show, except we get to hear from you. So if you want to continue this conversation, if you want to brainstorm some topics of content that you can put out there to your market, go to marketingwithvino.com and click the join the club button. One of our amazing legends will approve it. They will welcome you, and we will get to hang out together where Gabs and I are daily. We can ask us questions and we can share some more love with you over there.
That's right. Well, awesome people. Thanks for hanging out, and until next time. Mwah.
Ciao, Gabs.
You've been listening to Marketing with Vino. If you enjoyed this episode and want to access the resources discussed in this episode, go to marketingwithvino.com and select which episode you've listened to.